Who do you guys think has the deadliest mid-range game in the NBA today? The first two people that comes to mind is Demar Derozan and Kawhi Leonard. Do you guys have another pick? Who has it? Let me know in the comments below. What's going on, guys? It's Mike, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys a Demar Derozan Toronto Raptors authentic jersey that I found on the NBA Store Europe, or was it NBA Store Australia? One of the two, but they were selling it way under retail and they were just selling like hotcakes, so I just had to grab one just to see what it looks like. Demar Derozan's game is one of those styles that you can actually place in different eras, especially in the 90s, and he would fit right in. He has that deadly mid-range and he attacks the rack. He's just like an old school style player. You don't really see him shoot too many threes. Like, you know, this era, there's a lot of threes going on. You got center shooting, power forwards, everybody 1 through 5 chucking up shots. Demar has that mid-range game that I feel like it's kind of lost, especially in this type of like era of the game. It was really dope to see the stretch of games that Demar Derozan had, hitting those clutch buckets. I try to watch some Chicago Bulls games because I am a Lonzo Ball fan. That guy, gotta stay healthy. But, you know, I was able to catch that stuff and it was amazing to see. Unfortunately, injury-plagued team and, you know, it kind of fell off from there. But, man, was he having a special season in the first half? He was. Demar just has that clutch gene, and it's always exciting when you see him in the fourth quarter. Less than 2 minutes, has the ball in his hands. He makes stuff happen. He played for the Toronto Raptors for, man, I think, 2009, I think 9 years? Almost 10 years. He was a staple for the Toronto Raptors. Unfortunately, traded him off and they ended up winning a championship with Kawhi Leonard. Hopefully he has a chance to maybe have some great playoff runs. But today we're just going to unbox his Toronto Raptors authentic jersey and show you guys what it looks like in person. So, if you guys find this video helpful or entertaining, an easy way to support the channel is just by hitting like, hit subscribe, and hit that notification bell, so when I drop my videos, whether they're sales or new releases, you don't miss out. And I think at the time of this recording, I just checked back with the NBA Store Europe. I think they still have this in 2XL. So if you want to check that out, I'm going to have a direct link in the description below leading to the NBA Store Europe subdivision. The one thing about ordering it from there, especially if you're in the US, it will take maybe a couple weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, but hey, it comes to you. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. I got it at the NBA Store subdivision and it was like 140 bucks. Like, man, I think they're just trying to get rid of it. It was selling like hotcakes, but right here we got the first look. Boom. So you got the Raptors across the chest, number 10. See the older runs, you got the tags on the side. You got Demar Derozan. So, first thing, this run has the Aero Swift mesh. It's actually really light compared to the current years. It's a lot lighter, and I think these used to rip really easy. But let's go ahead and take a closer look at it. First, we're going to take a look at the NBA logo. So I think this run was maybe 2017 or 2018. So they have a rubberized Jerry West logo, and it's heat pressed onto the jersey. So you can see the layers. The white portion is layered on top of this blue and red. But let's go to the collar. So you have a black collar with kind of like gray silver sublimated in the middle. It's actually really thin. When we go to the lettering and numbering, you got Derozan, so it's white twill, single stitched, nice and clean. You got the number 10. You can see where the holes are on the twill to create ventilation, single stitched on both. And then you can see the mesh is a little different on these Aero Swift bases. You can see kind of like tighter here, and then it's like really big ventilated mesh here. Goes into a solid mesh. They had like a different formation. You can see a little bigger mesh, tighter mesh here, solid, just a little different. You can see the tags here. Men 48, the NBA Europe stuff, the tags are a little different from the US, but pretty much the same stuff. And that right here is the back of the jersey. And on the flip side, the collar's same style, so you got black with the sublimated gray or silver colorway. You can see it comes into a V collar. Usually on the newer jerseys now, they have that reinforced stitching just so it doesn't kind of tear up real easy. So on here it doesn't. So you can see why these things used to rip on court. And then right here on the Nike swoosh. So back in the day they had the Nike swoosh rubberized and it was heat pressed. So yeah. I don't know how to feel about that one, but much better stitch down today. I like that better. And then we got the neck label area. You got NBA Aero Swift large, made in Thailand. Then we go to the lettering and numbering. So you got Raptors across the chest. You got white twill with the silver stitching. Kind of comes in a semicircle. Raptors. And then number 10 in the front, same thing as the back, just a smaller version. Single stitched white twill, and then you can see the ventilation here. Then down here, so Jock Tag used to have Nike Connect. It was an app that basically, it just never panned out. Authentic 48, which is a large Nike Connect 2 length. So right here, We the North. So right there, usually they would have like, let's say if it was made currently, they would like heat press it. They actually embroidered it, which I do like, which is nicer. I like We the North. And you see reinforced stitching on the sides, but look at the mesh. So at the top you got that like regular Aero Swift mesh. Then it gets into a little tighter formation here, goes into a solid, and then the mesh holes here are a little tighter. Yeah, it was all over the place. You got different variations of like mesh. But that right there is the front of the jersey. Almost forgot the side panel. So you got solid mesh here. Then you have a separate black polyester piece. Kind of looks like arrows going forward. You just have that on the side. You have it on the opposite side as well. And this is what it looks like when you wear the jersey. Like I said earlier in the video, the Aero Swift mesh is like really light, and then when we checked out like the actual like mesh, how there's different types of like sizing in the holes, like you can see why these things rip so easily. I just remember like Luka like ripping it easy. They're grabbing at LeBron's jersey when this is kind of like when Nike first took over. Like they were just pulling on his jersey and it would just easily split. I mean, with having holes that big, those are gonna be easy to rip, and it just feels super thin. So definitely I like the direction that they're taking it currently and just taking the criticism, especially with these first couple year runs, and then changing it. But right here, you got the front of the jersey. Man, don't like this rubberized swoosh. I like the texture, but I wish it was like stitched down. But beautiful looking jersey overall. Side panel right here. Then you got the back, you got Demar Derozan. Overall, it's still a beautiful jersey, especially if you're a Toronto or Demar Derozan fan. You can't take away the fact that he was there and helped develop that culture for the Toronto Raptors. Unfortunately, getting traded and missing out on like winning a chip sucks, but man, that's just the culture of the business. But I mean, one thing that I don't like is the build and construction, but this is what happens with the older runs. These Aero Swift got heavily critiqued, and yeah, they made a lot of changes. But what do you guys think about the jersey? Let me know in the comments below. And like I said, I think they still have 2XL, so I'm gonna have a direct link in the description below. And thanks again for watching, guys, and on to the next video.